Good day, viewers. My name is Farouk Abisoye Olanrewaju, the anchor of today's interview. Currently, a lot of Nigerians, about 500 to 1,000 Nigerians, are stranded in the UAE, and the UAE has made stringent policy to ensure that they return home before or on August 17th of this year. The Nigerian government has not tried at all, and Nigerians are being forced to pay a total amount of 2,500 dirham and 370 dirham for COVID-19 test. This is almost 400,000 if converted into naira. This is not something easy for people who lost their job about a few months ago when the COVID-19 pandemic started. So, as Nigerians, as concerned Nigerians, we've thought of it to interview a bit of stranded people and a bit of concerned Nigerians in the UAE to ensure that the government hears our voice and comes to our aid. So, in today's interview, I have a brother here who is going to be telling us about his experience, the things that has been happening to him in the UAE, his current state in the UAE, the stranded Nigerians in the UAE, how the government can help us, and plead with the government to please help as soon as possible. You're welcome, my brother. Please introduce yourself to our viewers.
My name is Olale Olayinka Martins from Nigeria, Osun State to be precise.
So, where in Osun State?
Ikwetumodu.
I'm from Ede in Osun State.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, welcome, my brother. Tell us about your experience in the UAE, please.
By God's grace, I've been here for almost 1.5 years now. So since I came here, I've worked in a lot of companies in which some are kind of bad experiences. Especially the first one I did here, it was a bad experience. Let me just say the truth. I was used for some months, or after the work, we were not given salary at all till now. So secondly, I work in an Asian company in which some of my salary went with them too. It wasn't given. So even there, they couldn't afford to process our visa. We were just working without visa. So the third one was that I worked for like 6 months. Though they paid salary, they were able to process my visa. So suddenly the man told us he wanted to sell his company. So before we knew it, the company was sold. So though he was kind of he practiced to be a good man in his own way, but after he promised to get us hired in another company in which wasn't successful. So after he cancelled my visa. So since then, I've been trying to get another job, in which has been a futile endeavor. So I'm kind of, let me just say, stranded now, because let me just say I'm part of them. So when I heard that there's kind of an amnesty given to us to stay here till like August, so because we have those things are in categories. You that have visa, visit visa, is different from someone who has resident visa. So as a cancelled visa, you have given the grace to stay till August 18. So after August 18, if you're still in this country, you're going to face the consequences, in which I wouldn't advise anyone to face, because I wouldn't pray for my enemy to face that, because I know what it's going here. It's going on here. So that's just it. Anyone, my advice to any stranded Nigerian here should just try to find a means to get out of here, and we've been trying to do that. Let me tell you one of my experience here. Sometimes ago, when I heard I need to get out of here, I went to book a ticket, which is Emirates airline. So after booking the ticket, in which was should be 25th of this month, so I heard sometimes that it has been cancelled. I was wondering why. I have to call my agent. What is going on? He said he doesn't know too. That should be from our embassy. So after I went to him, okay, can you just try to book another one? So he said yes. So he booked 5th of August. So after some times, a friend of mine called me that, have I heard? I said, what? He said, they've cancelled the 5th of August again. I said, what is going on? So I have to be moved. I went to Emirates office. So I conversed with one of their staff, the top staff there. She told me that they wanted to go actually to Nigeria because they took the permission and the permission was granted. So I said, what happened? They said embassy came to them to tell them that their own ticket was kind of cheap, that we need to follow the evacuation, which is 2,500. That is kind of expensive. Okay, if our government know the meaning of being stranded, they wouldn't be telling us to pay 2,500. I think the meaning of being stranded is you don't have anything to eat, to spend on yourself again, to sustain yourself. So how will you be telling us to just book a ticket?
In fact, people are sleeping on the street.
Yes, that is absurd. That is absurd. I mean, it shouldn't be. As a citizen of Nigeria, as citizens of Nigeria, they need to find a way to help us, because I mean,
Ghana is moving its people free.
Yes, that's what they are doing.
France and other countries move their people out of Nigeria without charging them a penny.
You can say that again.
So our government should come to our aid.
Please, they should, because after this August 17 or 18 like that or thereabout, there are a lot of consequences attached to it, and it will be a bad experience.
Like going to jail.
Exactly. And I know Nigerian government wouldn't. It's a slap on their face too, because another country jailing their, sending their citizens to jail or something like that thereabout, it's going to be a slap on them. I know they wouldn't want that to happen. My own opinion is, if it were to be their own children, what would they have done? So
our children are in the UK studying, in the US studying, so definitely they wouldn't want this to happen to their children. We just plead with our government to come to our aid, because a lot of Nigerians are suffering now in the UAE because of this limited time that we have given to return home.
Yeah.
If you don't let our people get back home, if you don't open the airport for our people to go back home, a lot of Nigerians, almost 1,000 Nigerians, will go to jail.
Exactly.
Or start running about. If you don't have a visa in the UAE, you cannot work. And if you cannot work, you cannot feed. You cannot pay your rent. Rent is about 50 to 60,000, 70,000 here in the UAE. A lot of people are on the street. You need to help. You need to rise now. President Buhari, rise now. The Senate President should rise now. Help Nigerians get out of the UAE now. You don't have to charge us to get out of the UAE. A lot of people were stranded here, not because they wanted to. It's because of this pandemic. A lot of people lost their job, not because they wanted to. It's because of this pandemic. Someone who has no job, who has no means of feeding himself, who has no place to stay, cannot afford 2,500 dirham as flight tickets for evacuation back to Nigeria. Please come to our aid. Aside that, we still have to take COVID-19 tests for 370 dirham. This is much. This is almost 400,000 naira. Please come to Nigerian aid. People can't afford this. Help these people. We are begging, we are pleading. President Muhammad Buhari, Senate President, our governors come to our aid. Our rich men in Nigeria come to our aid. It shouldn't be about your own life. It shouldn't be about
the
interest of your political interest. Please come to Nigerians' help in the UAE. Come to Nigerians' help all over the world. Nigerian students are suffering in the UK. The NDDC that sponsored some Nigerians to study abroad didn't pay their fees. The NDDC didn't give them their annual allowance, and as such, Nigerians are turned beggars in the UK. Please, I am begging our politicians, our philanthropists, our human rights fighters, come to Nigerians' aid in the UAE. Come and save these people. We are begging, we are pleading. Okay, my brother, do you have a last statement for our people back home?
I don't have any other thing to say than we need your help. We really need your help more than ever, because as for me, I'm here because of myself and on behalf of my fellow Nigerians here, because I saw a video on my platform yesterday in which is not appealing at all. It's not kind of I almost shed tears. If I don't like what I was saying, because where they were sleeping is out of it, totally out of it. Please, I know you can do it. You have the power to do it. Just help us. That's what we are saying here. Just help us. Help us to allow the flights that will bring us down, because we know now, for now, airport is here to open, and we know And we heard that there are some rich people flying from Nigeria with their own private jets,
and all that.
Conveying their people from US and other countries
Even
to
going
Nigeria.
out of Nigeria
Even
to
going
other
out of
countries.
Nigeria. Those people, they don't have two heads. We are all human beings.
We are all citizens of Nigeria.
Yes, we are all citizens of Nigeria. What differentiates us is the financial status and the.
Another interview with another interviewee, and today we are with a lady who will be asking her a few questions about her experience in the UAE, what her state is at the moment, what she thinks the government can do, and about the people that are stranded in the UAE, and how she expects the Nigerian Embassy or Consulate and the Nigerian government as a whole to help Nigerians get back home because of the August 17 ultimatum given by the United Arab Emirates government. So now, my sister, please introduce yourself to our people and please tell us about your experience in the UAE.
Okay, my name is Adiola, and my experience so far, I've been here since December. I've been here for over 6 months now, and I came here to find a better job and for greener pasture, and I haven't got any at the moment. And the visa issue right now, we have to leave the country. And for someone who is unemployed and has to go back home, I'm not saying the ticket fare should be free. Yeah, we don't expect a free thing, but it should be at an average and affordable price, especially for those of us that are here unemployed, and some even lost their job. Some got a job and they lost their job. They don't have the money to go back home. Some are stranded on the streets, no food to eat and all. So the ticket fare should really be affordable for us to be able to go back home.
Okay, my sister, while we were discussing before the interview, you told me about your experience, about 1 week experience.
Yeah.
Can you just tell us?
Okay, yes, some people called me for a job. They needed a receptionist, and later I was expecting their feedback to call me back for the job, and they later called me after like few weeks that they don't need a receptionist, they need a nanny for like 2 weeks. Then after that they would shift me to the office as a receptionist. So in getting there, working for 1 month, I realized okay, they don't even need a nanny. What they needed was a house help. I was literally doing all the house job and dirty house and clean everywhere because there is a baby, there's a 3-year-old girl. So I believe where there is a child, a toddler like her, a place shouldn't be dirty. So I took it upon myself to always clean the house, wash their bathroom, wash everywhere in the morning. Then after a week, they told me no, okay, I'm not there for a receptionist job again. Okay, what about the visa issue? They don't know for now. So I just had to leave because it is a crime working on a visit visa in Dubai, and I don't want to be in that situation. I don't want to be in that situation, so I left the place and I wasn't paid for the week.
That's quite unfortunate. That's part of what our people face here in the UAE. If our government had done well at home, people won't be running out of the country
Yes.
for greener pasture. We would only beg our government to work towards improving the standard of living of Nigerian citizens. My sister, what do you have to say about the stranded Nigerians here, those sleeping on the street, those that cannot even feed themselves and all that? And how do you think these people can get home? These people can't even afford any amount for ticket fare. They can't afford 1 dirham for ticket fare because they can't even feed. So what do you think? What's your advice to the government? What do you think the government can do to help these people get back to Nigeria before August 17th? Because if these people don't get back to Nigeria before August 17th, they would have to face the consequences.
It's a big fine for every Nigerian. Okay, what I think the government can do to help us, those that don't have the money to go, they should provide for them and let them leave the country. And those that can even pay half or probably a minimum amount should honestly bring it out. Tell them this is what I have. Okay, this is what I can afford, to know the way forward.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very much. So to our government, we are using this moment to plead, help Nigerians reduce the fare of the flight ticket. It's quite high, it's on the high side, and people can't afford it. People can't afford it, and we are not ready to face the consequence. Because they are not going to take it easy because they've given people amnesty and they've given them enough time to get out of the UAE.
Yes, we want to be able to go and be able to come back freely again without having issues with the UAE government.
Okay, what is your advice for Emirates Airline? Some people already booked their tickets at affordable prices.
Okay.
The tickets are meant to help them get home at different dates. But due to the approach of the Nigerian Embassy, Emirates had to suspend those tickets. Those tickets were cancelled for the moment and to be opened later for flights when the airport is open. Now that these people have to return home by August 17, what is your advice for Emirates? What is your advice for the Nigerian government? How do you think Emirates and the embassy can work together to ensure that those that already booked their ticket can be rescheduled for the evacuation date and can allow them to go back home? What is your advice?
It's simple. They've already booked their tickets. If they know they won't allow them to move, why did they sell the ticket to them at first? So since they already booked the ticket and they have their ticket with them, they should allow them go. Nigerian government should open the airport for them to leave.
The problem is that the fare for the tickets, the book, are very low to the price of the tickets being booked for the evacuation.
They should bring out probably an affordable amount again for them to pay the difference.
The difference is what they cannot pay. For instance, some people paid 1,500 for tickets, one-way ticket back home.
Yes.
But the fare for evacuation flight is 2,500.
No,
and
that's...
they cannot pay this difference. What is your advice?
My advice is our government should just come to our aid. That's just it. They should come to our aid.
Government.
We don't have the money to come home, and we don't have the money for fine. We want to leave UAE in a peaceful manner, and we can be able to come in any time without having issues with the UAE government too. So our government should come to our aid and help us. That's it.
President Muhammad Buhari, our politicians in Nigeria, rich men and women in Nigeria, philanthropists, people of affluence in Nigeria, please, this is time for you to rise to the aid of Nigerians in diaspora, be it in the United States of America, be it in the United Kingdom, be it in the United Arab Emirates, be it in Russia, be it in Canada, anywhere in the world. These people want to go back home. It is time for you to help. It is time for you to rise. Other countries are bringing their citizens home for free, if not free, at a limited or minimum price. Please help Nigerians get back home. Help Nigerians escape being jailed for trespassing. Help Nigerians escape being jailed for going against the law of the United Arab Emirates. Please, people want to go home, help them now. This is the right time for you to help them. Thank you very much. See you some other time, my sister.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
for coming.